What's up guys, this is Yasin. So in this video I wanted to go over Dragontail, which is a brand new deck that we're going to be getting in the exact same set as Yummy and K9. I've already made a video about Yummy because I think that deck is completely cracked. It's definitely going to be like top tier once we're going to be getting it. But Dragontail is not too far behind because I do think this deck is also extremely good. It doesn't lose to hand traps too much, never plays into Nibiru like at all. It's kind of like Despia where you only need to summon like 3 or 4 times and then you're good to go. You just have like a crazy grind game. You never run out of gas. Super enjoyable deck to play, and if you're a big fan of spellcasters and dragons, this deck is definitely for you. But yeah, before we go any further into this combo video and deck profile, friendly reminder, of course, to smash the like and subscribe button. It really motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And also check out my Blue Eyes and Crystron spreadsheet, which will be always in my website. The link is at the very top of the description box below. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so combo number 1 is kind of like the bread and butter combo. It's Dragontail Lucius, or you can also have the Stratos for the Rhoda for it. So yeah, it kind of ends up being the exact same. So normal summon, and on summon you search any Dragontail monster from your deck to your hand. You're going to be going for the Femena. And if you have any other monster, it doesn't have to be anything specific. So this deck can even main deck all the chummies and it's completely fine. You can go for the Femena to fuse using that monster. Again, it doesn't have to be anything specific. And the Lucius on your field to make the Altharion. And you're going to be going Chilling 1 to recycle back one monster from the graveyard to the hand, or bounce back a monster from the field to the hand. But obviously in this situation you want to return back a monster from your grave to the hand so that you have more resources. And also Chilling 2 the Lucius in order to set a Dragontail spell trap card from your deck to your field. And that is going to be the Rahu Dragontail, the fusion spell card. And yeah, you're going to be recycling back the Femena and then fuse using the Rahu. So this card is kind of like a baby shuttle fusion. You can use one material from well, technically, you can use multiple materials from the deck, but the only Dragontail monsters, the fusions that we have at the current moment, you can only use one from the deck, and then the other ones, all the other materials, they have to be from the hand. So you're going to be using one of the Urgula from the deck alongside the Femena in your hand to make the Gramel, and then you're going to be going Chainlink 1 or and Chainlink 2, doesn't matter, the Chainlink. They both set a Dragontail spell trap card from your deck to your field. And also, this one has a bonus effect where you can also destroy a spell trap card under the field when you set a Dragontail spell trap. So it can even be an extra disruption if you can fuse on your opponent's turn, which is not too bad. And we're going to be going for the Horn and the Flame. This one, it's kind of like a Solemn Judgment for spell cards, in a way, kind of. So you target one face-up spell on the field, negate its effect until the end of this turn. Then you can place one Dragontail card from your grave or banished into the bottom of the deck, except itself, then draw one card, and it's once per turn. And then the Horn is pretty much the exact same thing, but instead of targeting a spell card to negate it, you're bouncing back an attack position monster to the hand or extra deck. And then you can place back blah 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 to draw a card. So yeah, that's 2 obvious disruptions, but obviously it gets much better than that. Also recycle back the Femena with the graveyard effect of Orgula or something. I don't really know their names. I really don't care. And besides, they're gonna get a name change in the TCG anyways, right? But yeah, now we can go Horn, bounce back the Dormouse, and then draw one card. And then our opponent goes for an action, field spells, summon back thingy, and then fuse into another Altharion. And then we can go, okay, Chilling 1 Altharion, recycle back, Chilling 2 Gramel. Since we use the Dragontail card effect, we can destroy a card the opponent controls. So that's interruption number 3. Well, technically interruption number 2, but Flame is going to be interruption number 3, and we're obviously not done yet because we can also bounce back a card, well, a monster on the field or in the graveyard back to the hand. So that would have been the other interruption from the Altharion, and then we can negate a spell card. So yeah, that is a bounce, a destruction, another bounce with the other trap card, as well as a spell negate, and you're drawing 2 cards in the process, and you're getting some decent follow-up, so that's also really nice. So yeah, not too bad off of a 1.5 card combo. Let's get into combo number 2 now. Okay, so this one is brand new because this is a new monster that has not been revealed in wave 1 of the Dragontail support. So this one is Dragontail Muller. This one's really nice. So during the main phase quick effect, you can fusion summon for a Dragontail fusion monster using the materials from the hand or field. And then you're locked under fusions from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. And then if it's sent to the graveyard as a fusion material, you can set a Dragontail spell trap card from your deck to your field. And then also as a bonus effect, you can negate a face-up monster, the effect of a face-up monster upon controls. Yeah, so what really matters is that it allows you to go into Gramel right away. And then you can go with Chilling 1 to set the Rahu, and then you can flip that Rahu, so set, well, send your, this time you're going to be sending the Femena to make it the Altharion, and then you're going to be going Chilling 1, Chilling 2, so set your spell card that searches the Ketu, and this is going to be bouncing back the Femena, and then flip that Ketu to search the Orgula, and then discard the Femena to fuse for the Mysteria on the Dragon Crown using the Gramel alongside the Orgula. And we're going to be going Orgula effect to set the trap card, the Flame, that negates spell cards, but against like a combo deck, then you can just set like the Horn instead that bounces back attack position monsters. And then yeah, Orgula can also recycle back your Femina, so that on your opponent's turn you can go Femina, use a monster from the hand, and then fuse using the Altharion and something else, which bounces back the Grammel. And then you use the effect of something, Grammel will trigger, destroy an opponent's card. And then Mysterion also has an interruptive effect, where if a monster uses its activated effect to special summon itself, or a monster with the same original type, you can target one of those special summon monsters, banish that monster. Also banish all monsters from the field with the same original type. So against Malice, if your opponent goes activate field spell, summon Dormouse, well banish Dormouse and then revive back Dormouse, you can go Mysterion effect, banish, and then yeah, it just doesn't come back because it already used this effect. And Altharion obviously is going to be able to bounce back a card if you summon it on the opponent's turn. Or you can also go Grammel to, you know, destroy a card with the Flame to negate a spell card. So yeah, that's 4 disruptions, again, off of a 1-card combo plus 2 monsters. And finally, this is what you can do with, let's say, Frightful Patchwork and Orgula, which is a decent name to have. So I actually think that this is one of the cooler combos for sure. So yeah, start with Frightful Patchwork to search your Polymerization and Edgem Chain. We're not even using our normal summon, right? So yeah, fuse into the Altharion, and then we can go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and Chainlink 3. So this gets massive advantage. Set the Rahu, of course, the fusion spell, search the Patchwork off of the Edgem Chain. Recycle back 2 monsters, because this time we used 2 monsters from the hand. So this makes the card so much better. The more monsters you're using from the hand, the better this card becomes, obviously. And yeah, flip the Rahu to fuse using a Dragontail monster from the deck and another monster from the hand to make the Grammel. And that is going to be the Femina, obviously, right? Because Orgula can just recycle it back, and then Femina set to the Ketu, which can search the Lucius, and then Orgula recycle back Femina, normal summon Lucius, and then effect to search the Mulr, and then discard the Femina, fuse the Lucius alongside the Mulr in order to make Mysterion. And this time the only effect that we have left to set is from the Mulr. And actually Lucius, never mind, I lied. So you can set both of the trap cards, and you already have Mysterion on the field. So this is a huge board. This is Grammel plus Mysterion and Altharion right away. And we have 2 trap cards and still 2 cards in hand with the other 3 cards in hand. So we have 5 cards in hand, 5 cards on the field, and you can do obviously way more if you had, you know, other cards to play with. So yeah, very interesting 2-card combo, and it really just proves that Frightful Patchwork is one heck of a card in this deck. Okay, for the deck profile, again, I'm really trying to make this as clean as possible, because sometimes people have like really wacky ratios and I really don't understand what they're trying to do. But yeah, hopefully this is a good enough deck list for everyone, right? Hopefully everybody can understand. So yeah, Lucius, this card on normal or special summon, it searches a Dragontail monster, so clearly this card is a 3 of. And then Mulr is pretty much the closest thing there is to like another starter in your deck, and it's a great card to fuse away from the hand as well, so it's obviously also a 3 of. Ketu can search any Dragontail monster, and it becomes even better going second, so if your opponent controls a monster, you can fuse for a Dragon or Spellcaster monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field right away. So it gets a bonus effect, it becomes kind of like a board breaker. So I like that a lot, because sometimes it can be a little neggy to fuse, because Femina to discard itself to fuse using the other monsters, it's not the best value, but if you can fuse right away without having to use like an actual spell card or a monster to spell, that's infinitely better. So yeah, Ketu is a great card going second. It behaves as a starter and a board breaker, so that's really nice. And then Rahu Dragontail is an insane card. I don't understand why some people are not playing 3. It's the closest thing there is to another starter, so if you have this and any monster, it gets the ball going. This card is clearly a 3 of. And then obviously 3 Femina and 1 Orgula. We're not playing the shit Dragontail pan. That card is dog shit. It does absolutely nothing. It has a trigger effect in the graveyard that can only trigger when your opponent destroys one of your fusion monsters by card effect. Why would you play those kinds of cards? It's reactive. Don't do that. And also, Orgula, it's good because it has a proactive graveyard effect, so an ignition effect where in the graveyard you can shuffle it back on the bottom of the deck and recycle back a Spellcaster Dragontail monster from your graveyard back to your hand. So you can recycle back Lucius, which is a good card, and Femina, which is another good card. So yeah, Orgula is clearly a great card to play in the deck, but only as a 1-of, because otherwise we have way too many bricks, and we don't want to play too many bricks, right? So we're only playing 1 Orgula, 1 Flame, 1 Horn. Gotta keep it as clean as possible, and I think that these ratios are fantastic. So yeah, I'm really satisfied with the 12 1-card starters, pretty much, or 1.5 card enablers, and then Femina, which is also kind of like a semi-starter. You can draw like 2 Femina and a hand trap, and that gets you there. But yeah, one Magnamut, obviously, to search your Mulr or your Orgula on the end phase. So yeah, Magnamut is kind of a no-brainer in any Dragon deck, right? If you can play this in Tenpai, if you can play this in Blue Eyes to search your starters, it's always appreciated. As long as this card is not banned, you should try to take advantage of it. And yeah, for the handshops, 3 Foros, 3 Pearlia, 3 Ash, 3 Valor, and 3 Imperm, which is the weirdest handshop in the deck because it's the only one that has no real synergy in the deck. If you don't want to play Imperm, that is completely fine. There's other options for you. There is Ghost Ogre, there is Nibiru, there is Ghost Mourner, but that one kind of sucks. There's a Droll, but it's also really bad in tandem with Pearlia and Foros. So yeah, obviously there's options. You can also play like Druid's Worm and stuff like that, but I don't really recommend main decking a bunch of Bestials. Like Magnamut, it's kind of like the exception to the rule just because it actually gets you to your engine. But yeah, Imperm, if you don't want to play that just because it's not a card that can be fused, obviously it's not a monster, then that is fine by me. But yeah, I do recommend playing a solid 16 handshops in a 40 card deck. Makes it very clean so that you never really feel like you're getting overwhelmed when you're going second. And yeah, you should also try to like break down your decks this way so that, you know, you have your starters and then your handshops and then the combo pieces, right? So the 2 Edgem Chains, the 2 Polymerizations, and the 2 Fred for Patchwork, which are not 1-card starters, clearly, but they work in tandem with like the rest of your hand. So if you have Polymerization and like a Dragontail monster, like even a garbage one like Orgula, and a handshop, then that plays the game. Edgem Chain doesn't do jack shit on its own, so that's really unfortunate. So yeah, you're playing basically 5 cards that do nothing on their own. But unless you draw like literally like these 5 cards combined or like these 4 cards, like 4 of these 5 cards with a handshop, then you're usually kind of chill. But yeah, as long as you draw like one of the good cards and even like Fred for Patchwork and like a Dragontail, you are in business, my friend. So yeah, I think this is probably as, you know, clean as it gets, at least for the current support that we have for Dragontail. If we get more support in the future, I will definitely be updating this deck. But yeah, if you want to play pure Dragontail, this should be a great starting point. But yeah, anyways, for the extra deck, we play Guardian Chimera because obviously Fred for Patchwork into Polymerization, search a monster from the deck to the hand. That basically means that you're getting even closer to resolving a nasty Guardian Chimera that can break your opponent's board, and also chain block in the process and be untargetable because you're going to have the actual Polymerization in your graveyard. So yeah, this is a no-brainer when you're playing Fred for Patchwork. One Magnum the Reliever, I don't really have any arguments for playing this card. I just wanted more extra deck cards. Mysterion, great one for sure. It's a Spellcaster Fusion monster, so you can easily summon it. And it has a very good graveyard, a very good on-field effect, obviously. And yeah, 3 Altharion, 3 Grimel, just so that you never run out of gas. You might as well. Again, the extra deck space is not tight because you're usually locked under fusion monsters anyways, and this deck doesn't really spam the field too much. And you're not really trying to link off your monsters. That makes no sense. You're trying to fuse them off. Otherwise, they don't really get their graveyard effect to set something, which is the main thing that you're trying to do with them. So yeah, this is absolutely not a link-based strategy. We got 2 Typhon. Again, the extra deck space is loose, so if you want to play like Metal Tronus targets, or Ghost Reaper targets, or Ultimate Slayer targets, that is completely fine by me. You can be really creative with how you want to, you know, build your extra deck at this point. SP, IP, Hieratic Seal, Striker Dragon, a lot of Copium cards that you're never going into. SP maybe in like the follow-up, but apart from that, like Hieratic Seal is bullshit. Like you're not linking off like Altharion and Mul or Orgula. So yeah, this is really Copium. I really don't understand why this is here. But yeah, the majority of the extra deck obviously needs work, but what really matters is, you know, the Guardian Chimera, the Mysterion, the Altharion, and Grimel. Everything else is whatever. And yeah, and 1 Typhon, and maybe SP. Everything else, whatever. Just change it if you want to. Who cares? By the time that we get this deck, obviously the format is going to settle a little bit, and we're going to have a better idea of how to really play this deck, you know, better, obviously with the card pool that will be at our disposal. But yeah, for the idea section, because obviously this is not a side deck, Darkened Evaporation Dragon, this card kind of sucks at the moment because there's basically nothing to fuse into since your monsters are not dark or light, and they're all earth. Yeah, okay, yeah, this one's dark, but it doesn't count. Earth, fire, water, and yeah, nothing else actually. Yeah, so no wind. Really feel like I'm getting scammed here. Okay. But yeah, actually, no, to be fair, this means that, no, actually, no, yeah, this one's the win. You know, yeah, that's a real scam. This one's, like, actually really bad. But yeah, we clearly need more Dragontail support. If this video gets 1,000 likes, Konami just has to do it. Yeah, whatever. Light and Darkness Dragon Overlord sucks. Chaos Storage Dragon. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I don't think this package will be played in this deck, but if you really want to, like, explore with Dragon Maid cards, you can do that. And then, yeah, more handshops, the Pan, which sucks. Urgola, if you want to play more copies and Brick more often, go for it. Really don't recommend. Prosperity can be a great card because the extra deck space, again, is very loose. You can even play Pot of Extravagance in this deck, so if you want to, you can cut the 6 Frightful cards, and then play 3 Extravagance, 1 Prosperity, and maybe like 2 more hand shops. That way you'd have more starters and 19 hand shops. That could definitely make sense. Or you can even main deck Small World. The possibilities are endless, and also I've tested Small World in this deck, and the bridge ability is remarkable. Like, for example, if you go Small World for a Veiler, then you can reveal, what is it, like, something. And then, yeah, hold on a second, I'm not really making a good case for myself. Whatever, I do remember that it worked, because one of them was really weird. Hold on a second, yeah, Spellcaster, oh, there we go, yeah, Veiler into Spellcaster, so into Femena, into Lucius, so that works that way. And then Nibiru, you would go Nibiru into Veiler into Lucius, and then if it's like Furos, then it's Furos into something that has 600 defense or something, I forgot. Yeah, or Wind, no, yeah, actually, yeah, it's into Edgem Shane into Lucius, and yeah, same thing with Perulia. And Ash is the only one that I didn't really test, but it should be the exact same. Yeah, Ash into Edgem Shane into Lucius, yeah, exact same thing. Yeah, so yeah, Small World is good. I just kind of forgot because this card is complicated. Shoutouts to MathMech for making me have PTSD with Small World. Especially when you're playing like awkward one-ups in your deck and you're like, ah shit, yeah, that's true, I cited out some of the Small World bridges. Yeah, it's a decent card that you can play for sure. And finally, Call by the Grave. I don't really have anything to explain here. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And I'll see you guys eventually. Peace.